Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
So how'd you feel about Jake Paul and Nate Diaz?
I didn't really watch it. I just saw some highlights. I didn't really care for it, to be honest. It didn't interest me as much as I thought it should have. But
Mm.
I saw Jake Paul came up in a tank. I saw the trash talk was fun and everything. I just didn't get into it. I know Nate Diaz isn't a boxer, so I'm not gonna get
Hmm.
into something where I know Nate Diaz isn't at full capacity. I mean, so it is what it is.
Now they're getting into MMA.
Jake Paul can't. He can't do that. I'm telling you that right now. He does that. It's over.
What is going on, man? Dude, today was eventful. Um, Texans were doing a lot of situational stuff. 2-minute drills, no timeouts. How far can you get down the field so you could go ahead and kick a field goal? But today was once again a day where CJ Stroud just looked like the better quarterback. Um, Davis Mills had a crazy interception today where he severely underthrew the ball and Grayland Arnold picked that off. So,
Yeah, I saw that.
dude, this, what quarterback competition, bro?
Get rid of that nonsense that they were trying to portray to the fans that there's some quarterback competition. It's ending in front of our eyes, but I
Mm-hmm.
think it ends like done, finished at preseason because D'Amico did say
Mm-hmm.
that Davis is still going to get some runs and going to get some reps, and I want to know ultimately what. No, he's gone. I am here. What has happened? He left. Whatever. I'll continue. I ultimately want to know what Davis Mills like. I kind of lost my train of thought, but anyway, no, Davis is not starting. C.J. Stroud is starting, so I don't know where Ruben went to. It's pretty weird. Hopefully, yeah, huh?
Bro, someone's fucking with me, bro.
Someone's been
Like,
preying on Ruben's downfall. Let him know,
bro,
Ruben, what's going on.
I, man, I'm gonna have to get an Ojo cleanse or something. My bracelet's getting full because it's been a rough couple of days, man.
Could tell. You've been through the ringer, my guy.
Yes, we are very ready to see the game on Thursday. It's what everyone was talking about, in the stands. We cannot wait to see the rebuild underway. Harley, I was going to show them the depth chart. However, I'm afraid this thing's going to kick me out again. How did you feel about seeing the official depth chart from the Houston Texans yesterday?
Absolutely enjoyed it. Um, I didn't think anything was shocking to me. I don't know
Hmm.
why people thought there was any shockers. I didn't see anything that really went, oh, didn't expect that. No, Blake Cashman starting linebacker. We definitely expected that. He's been in the
Hmm.
ones. He's been in the rotation. He deserves to be the Sam linebacker along with Perryman and along with Christian Harris. That's the exact three linebackers that we have constantly been seeing. Expect Toa to get into that rotation at some point as well. Should be someone that we should look at or keep an eye on in
Hmm.
preseason. But overall, nothing shocked me. Everything looked about right. I wonder who is the slot receiver. Is it Noah Brown? Is it Tank Dell? Is it John Mechie? Is this just because there's depth charts, right?
Yes.
But then it's, okay, who's taking the most snap
Hmm.
counts? And that's usually what you're looking at. And I know fans are going to be like, yeah, but he's starting. Well, I mean, if he's starting, then how come his snap counts are lower than this guy? So that's ultimately what I'm going to be looking at when it comes to the slot wide receiver position. Not very, no absolute questions going on for that right now. So we trying to figure out. We got Tank Dell, Noah Brown, John Mechie. Who is it? Who's the starting slot receiver? I didn't really figure it out looking at the depth chart.
Who do you think is going to be?
I think it's Noah Brown.
He had two good catches over the middle today.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing wrong with it. I have no problem with it. But you know, the fans would love to see some Tank Dell.
Hmm.
I'd love to see John Mechie. I really do. I'm growing. John Mechie is growing on me every time I'm looking at him at camp. As you know, I'm starting to create some expectations now for John Mechie,
Okay.
and I don't know what exactly you know stats and numbers wise he could end up with.
Hmm.
But I was coming into this like whatever you get from him is icing on the cake, it's cherry on top, sprinkles on the ice cream, you know. But now it's like, all right, this man is starting to become the ice cream. Like this man is starting to become, layers of the sandwich. All right. Like he is all the analogies thrown in there, all the food analogies, maybe because I'm hungry right now. But John Mechie definitely deserves to be in the conversation for wide receiver 3. And he showcased that at training camp again today with another highlight.
Yeah, I asked him to join the podcast today, and he was like, "Nah." And then all the other receivers were laughing.
Oh, Mech.
Shout out to Mitch, man.
Rip. Shout out to the Believe in Texans
Shout out,
podcast.
yes, sir. Shout out to Believe in Texans, and welcome to another fire episode. I am one part of this show, Ruben Calvillo, and I am joined by the handsome man, as always, the Harley Dugan, and John Mechie today looked fantastic. There was a play from CJ Stroud where he's scanning the field, and John Mechie he starts on his left, works it to his right, runs across the field, and CJ Stroud just puts an absolute dart towards the sideline. First down. The crowd got excited. It's like every other day, these young wide receivers are making a name for themselves and making some plays. And another part of this offense, what we saw today, something we haven't seen pretty much all training camp, was that CJ Stroud was running some RPOs today. And when I tell you, the ones where he took off were for 10, 15 yards, and the other one, he faked it to the running back, obviously pulls it out, finds Dalton Schultz across the middle for like a 13-yard game. Dude, we were like, it's another element involved in this offense that I think is just going to be successful, dude.
Yeah, man. What you just mentioned, the RPO, faking it to the running back, keeping the ball, running out to his right side, throwing it to Schultz. I'm not trying to say nothing.
It's
But
scary.
But, that's exactly what we loved from the previous quarterback in the Bill O'Brien system, the redacted number 4. All right. But that's something that we loved as fans. Like, we did not get enough of that.
Mm-mm.
And it didn't matter what tight end it was, whether it was Darren Fells, whether it was Jordan Akins, Jordan Thomas, all of them crap tight ends we had, he made them look really. Hey, Darren Fells had a career high in touchdowns.
Yeah, 7.
Yeah, I mean it was ridiculous. So Darren Fells was a legit fantasy start for some team, for some guys, for the deep leagues. So utilizing that now with this modern offense, still utilizing the Gary Kubiak scheme. That's what you love to hear. You love to hear that. You need more of it. Tight ends are what's going to unlock this offense. Dalton Schultz definitely is someone to continue keeping an eye on. One of the guys that I said in my live yesterday, and I know we haven't, seen anything from
Mm-hmm.
TQ, from Tegan Cotoriano, but that's the guy I do believe that once he gets going, and just not today's practice, but yesterday's, he didn't dress up for it, but he was running routes on the sideline,
Mm-hmm.
being very gingerly walking around. He looks ready. I don't think, obviously, I didn't see him practicing at all today as well either. He was in a shirt and shorts. Don't expect him to play in the preseason game. But if he's back for training camp relatively soon, now you're looking at the tight end position group as once I don't know who else is going to be there, to, okay, besides just Schultz, you got TQ, and then you can add whatever third tight end they want, whether it be Mason Shrek or whether it be Tomlinson, two guys that they like and that flashed at
Mm-hmm.
camp. I think TQ is someone that's underrated that deserves some more eyeballs, and I understand he hasn't been playing, but that's the guy that I circled on my live yesterday.
Yeah, you just need to see him out there. One thing that is very good about Team Quatoriano was that boy made plays when he was out there for the Houston Texans. That
Yeah,
that beautiful jump ball touchdown in the end zone. It's gonna be hard because Mason Shrek has been balling out. At Saturday scrimmage was a target in the red
yeah,
zone for a touchdown. Once again today, he had a touchdown from C.J. Stroud. I think this tight end group is going to be very competitive. And adding Teagan, Quit Toriano, we were calling him Baby Gronk for a reason. He blocks very well and he peeks out. And man, he just when looks like a big tight end.
yeah, man. He's very interesting to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw it. We saw it at the end of the year. He was the lone bright spot for this struggling offense. And hey, I mean, he had Davis Mills, and he still performed. And he's making catches that were like, whoa. And he's making us go, oh, okay, this
Mm-hmm.
is interesting. Who once I thought he was only a blocking tight end. That's what I thought he was coming out of college, and that's what he was noted for in Oregon State, blocking tight end. And he's not much of a pass catcher. Comes here to Houston,
Makes plays.
and yeah, makes plays. So maybe the tight end group can be a strength, hopefully, on this offense. Besides running back, of course, but just overall talking about some passing options, weapons, more weapons for CJ. As many as you can get out there, add another layer to it. Just adds another layer to the offense.
Elliot ES just got here. How did the online look today without Titus? Well, the right side, it was up and down. So I was watching George Fenn all day today. And
Yeah,
first of all, his size, he might be our tallest and biggest O lineman. And
massive.
had some good moments today, but went against Jerry Hughes. And I think in back to back runs, Jerry Hughes just put him flat on his ass to where the crowd gave a little ooh. He's being thrown in the fire. He needs to get ready because he might start week 1 for the Houston Texans because we all know Titus Howard broke his hand. However, Harley, Titus Howard was out there today and was involved with this guy, stayed there the entire time, spent a lot of time with George Fan as well. I think that is a great sign for this offensive line and the family that we are seeing on the field.
I think Fant was an underrated signing by Nick Casario
Mm,
that a lot of us kind of just glossed over. Like, okay, whatever.
mm-hmm,
But when you ultimately look at it, Fant was one of the better tackles in the leftover free agents for offensive linemen that played the tackle position. He was the best one.
mm-hmm.
And so the Texans getting him, he was working out with a few other teams. The Texans grabbed him, and I was like, oh, do we really need him? I mean, now that sounds dumb. So, hey, George Fant, as I know, 2 years ago, was an elite pass blocking tackle. I mean, elite. He was up there with Andrew Whitworth and one other tackle, can't think of on the top of my head. I just saw an article on it. So he had high PFF grade towards pass blocking.
Mm.
His run blocking is average. So, hopefully that, again, this is only one game,
Yeah.
maybe 2 games. At most, Titus Howard misses 4 games. I don't see him missing 4 games. I think the most is 2 games. I
Okay.
really do. I think he misses 2. But this isn't, we don't have the same offensive line blues
No.
that we had in the past. Like George Fant, he would be huge. He would be your best offensive lineman besides Laramie Tunsil last year.
He would have replaced Chris Clark.
Yeah, so well, I shouldn't have said last year because he had Titus, but the years that we had bad
Yeah.
offensive line,
Yeah.
that's
Starting
ultimately,
right tackle.
yeah, that's ultimately what I mean. And so having him now as a backup depth guy pushed into the fire as your
Mhm.
starting right tackle, I have no problem with it. It's only a 1 game, 2 game thing. I think Titus Howard, I think he could push it to week 1. I really do. He could be someone that plays out there with a cast. We've
Mm.
seen it many times in the NFL. I wouldn't be shocked if he's out there week 1 with a cast on.
No, and even today, Titus Howard was on the sideline doing just some little movement drills. Just
Mm.
made me excited that he was out there. And I think there's a couple of training camp practices left, right, Harley, against the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to see us, we always get in the white band section, which is in the middle between the blue and red. So if you want to chill with us while you watch, against the Miami Dolphins, make sure you get the white band, right? Let's see what else, man. They asked how did CJ Stroud look? He looked good. He had a lot of highlights.
Fantastic.
Looked like quarterback one, and
Yeah, he had the best throw of training camp. Of all of training camp. Like not just today. He had the best throw in all 11 days of training camp. I mean, the local media was going crazy. I wasn't there and I had to tweet it out.
yeah.
Like I could feel it. I could feel there was something brewing. And then you see the video and he just throws a dart to the sidelines to John Mechie. And the biggest thing is it's over a defender, and that's what
Hmm.
makes it better. The accuracy, the ball placement, both are synonymous with CJ Stroud. We all know that's what he does best, and he showcased what the reason why he's QB1 because the ball just comes out just a bit different
Hmm.
than the other quarterbacks, especially Davis Mills.
And it wasn't like it wasn't like he had a clean pocket today. Obviously, with Titus Howard out there, it was getting a little, busy in there. And just to see him maneuver the pocket, man, it's a sight to see. And it just gets me more excited for Thursday, man. And speaking of Thursday, dude, how are you watching a game? Where are you gonna watch it?
I probably, man, actually, I don't know. I was gonna stay home and watch it,
Hmm.
but then, I just remembered that my buddies did invite. Maybe go get some wings,
Mm,
watch the game, have a little brewskis. I
nice.
don't know, man. I mean, maybe I haven't. That was like last week. We haven't talked about it since.
Mm.
So, regardless though, hey man, week 1 preseason, got to be hyped about that.
This is the most excited I've ever been for a preseason.
Mm, like that PFP though. What's up with it?
Who do y'all think has to shine in the preseason game besides CJ, Will, or Tank? Um, I'm not really sure who needs to shine. I mean, obviously George Fant because he's gonna be thrown out there, but I would like to see the center position. Juice Scruggs didn't really notice much from him, which is not a bad sign, not a good sign, right? It means he was okay. I need to see him and Kenyon Green work the pocket.
Yeah, besides CJ, Will, or Tank. Since you said offense, I'll go to defense.
Mm,
And my easiest one is Blake Cashman.
okay.
I got to see some Blake Cashman. I am going to keep my eyes on Christian Harris. He made a play today. I think Christian Harris is just going to be fantastic, but I want to see what Blake Cashman has. I need to see it translate onto the field. I have no worry about Christian Harris, but with Blake Cashman, a lot of things that are getting swept under the rug with Cashman though is he has been very injury prone, and
Mm-hmm.
it's reasons why he never got on the field with the New York Jets. So if he could stay healthy and it translate onto the field, I think D'Amico and Blake Cashman can make a beautiful, beautiful team tandem, whatever you want to call it. Put that pixie dust over Cashman. Let him work. Let's see what he got.
I completely agree. Now, bro, after seeing, the way D'Amico Ryan's handling these situations, Joe's, because I think I told you 2 days ago that that's what I wanted to see. It makes me more excited, like for this coaching staff. And I had to ask you, man, like all these certain situations that they were running, the Houston Texans were locked in, and you had them sprinting, running off to make sure you get, on the field goal and make sure everyone was in the right spot. And Kami Fairbairn kicked it up for, good for about 35 yards. But what does that say about this coaching staff that when there's so much movement from, from the first team offense to special teams to, to all this type of getting to the right position, what does that say about this coaching staff having these players ready?
There's a sense of urgency.
That's what's.
D'Amico,
Mhm.
D'Amico wants to be great. D'Amico wants to be good. He wants it. And
Mhm.
so when the coach wants it, he's gonna just spray that onto the field. And of course there's many coach, you can make an argument every coach wants to be great. So
Mhm.
what makes D'Amico stand out from the rest? He's a former player, former Pro Bowl linebacker. Okay, we've got many coaches that were former Pro Bowlers, former players. The thing with D'Amico is he's learned and he's grabbed from everywhere he's gone.
Mhm.
And not only, sure, we're having a Gary Kubiak scheme. That's something he's comfortable in. But when you look at this coaching staff, he's grabbed guys that have the Gary Kubiak scheme. He's grabbed guys that worked with him in Philadelphia when he was a player, in Chip Kelly and that defense. He's worked and grabbed guys from Jim Schwartz, so he's grabbing all of these guys from different areas. He's not just sticking to best friends, buddies,
Mhm.
and what he thinks works. Like, he's being uncomfortable. And I've been told this many times. You get the best results out of people when they feel uncomfortable.
Mhm.
And now it's D'Amico making this whole team a home. You know, create that sense of urgency, get them going. You get the Texans going in the right place. It's going to take a lot. All right. And it feels good watching them. It feels the energy is just, you can feel it. It gets you goosebumps. You want to see it translate onto the field. I can't wait for it to happen this Thursday. All right. In 2 days, we are going to see Texans football against the New England Patriots. You can't get more excited than that, except until week 1 happens. I cannot wait for this regular season. D'Amico Ryans definitely has this team turning back upwards.
Mhm.
The arrow is trending up, man.
Dude, no, I 100% agree. And you brought up sense of urgency, and we felt it. I say this almost every practice. It feels like this team just came off of a playoff season and they're trying to contend and compete. Someone brought up earlier that no one threw Derek Stingley's way, and dude, he was on it today. No matter if it was Nico, Tank Dell, John Menchie, Derek Stingley was with them stride for stride. How much do you think he plays on Thursday?
Ooh, Derek Stingley. Mm, the first team defense are probably going to get what? Maybe
Couple
two
series?
series,
Mm,
3 series. Depends. It depends. If they go quick 3 and out, I'm excited.
mm,
If they go in there and get a quick 3 and out, but look good. Not no ugly 3 and out. Like, give me a good ass 3 and out against these Patriots. Like, this you should go in there and 3 and out the Patriots. I've heard they had no receivers. Like, their receiving group is just super thin. It's ugly. It's gross. Like, come on, man. They went out and grabbed Jalen Hurd, and the guy that we worked out here with the Texans. They end up signing Jalen Hurd. Jalen Hurd retires.
mm.
So I mean, not that Jalen Hurd was going to help that wide receiving group at all, but that wide receivers are horrible from what I've heard. I need the Texans to go in there and eat the lunch. That's what I need
Mm.
to see.
So you're expecting a win? Well, not really a win, but a dominant performance from the first
Yeah,
team defense.
and that's going to translate into when we get that dominant performance on Thursday,
Hmm.
it's going to translate to the fans, and they're going to be, if they're drinking the Kool-Aid right now, defense goes out there and let's
And a
say,
Will Anderson sack, baby.
yeah, like, if they go out there and just, like I'm saying, eat their lunch, the fans on social media are gonna go nuts. If they're drinking that Kool-Aid, they're gonna be chugging that Kool-Aid now.
Expectations for the offense. What I'm looking for is you need to have a couple scoring drives. I'll take a tutty and I'll take a field goal. I really need to see this offense and rookie CJ Stroud. We've heard all the hype. We've seen all the hype. We've been there almost every single open training camp practice. I am excited to see this Shanahan offense here in Houston, man. The way Bobby Slowick has been moving these wide receivers, there's going to be so much pre-snap motion that we are going to see. A lot of defenses are going to, get confused and not know who to guard at times. But my expectations is I need to see two scoring drives. CJ needs to throw one, or if not, I'll take a Damian Pierce touchdown.
Hmm.
But I need to see the right call. I don't want to see the famous wide receiver screen. I want to see some trickery, right? I want to see what the Houston Texans are working on because if you notice, Harley, the Houston Texans offense, they do try to show off, right? It's
Yeah.
like the first play, almost every single one is a deep bomb. So I want to see what they're going to do against the New England Patriots.
You know, to temper the expectations down, preseason does have a vanilla sort of playbook, so defense is going to be playing in vanilla. Your offense is not going to do nothing too wild, too crazy. So, let me temper the expectations a little bit there. That's just what happens in preseason games. All right. It's nothing, to go wild about. A lot of fans were going crazy last year with Lovie Smith defense in preseason.
Mm.
And I'm like, it's just vanilla defense. There's nothing to go crazy about. Offensively, sure, I'd like to see something, whether it's with CJ Stroud, Mills, or Keenum. Like, I just want to see the offensive design. All right. I want to see the play designs. That's what I want to see. But again, you're not going to get a lot. All right. You don't
Mhm.
want to show your hand in the first game of the preseason. You'll get some crumbs though, and it's up to you to whether or not you find those crumbs. And so that's exactly what's going to happen throughout these games in preseason.
What's position battle do you think you'll see the most like rotation at?
Oh man, I mean, besides wide receiver, because obviously that's the answer.
Mhm.
You got Hutchinson, you got Metch, you got Tank Dell, Noah Brown. And then it sucks for Jesse Matthews, number 41. He's been flashing at training
Mhm.
camp. I mean, making some really good plays. Man, that one hurt a little bit. And, I don't know if he was going to make the team or not, but man, he was working his ass off for him to end up getting injured. So shout out to Jesse Matthews, number 41. Um, I thought linebackers just
Mhm.
because of Henry To'oTo'o, Garrett Wallow. I need to see what Garrett Wallow has.
Okay.
I need to see it. I haven't seen a lot from him in training camp. I know he's a big special teams guy, but I need to see what else can he do besides special teams. Is he a solid depth piece for me? Can he bring depth to me? That's what I need to know. Henry To'oTo'o, I just want to see. I got to see
Mhm.
what he's got. He's been working with D'Amico. He's attached to the hip with Christian Harris, and I know they're best friends. But he's everywhere. I mean, I've said this too many times. Wherever Harris is, To'oTo'o is right there. And D'Amico's been working with him extensively. So I like to see what the linebacker. I want to see the rotation between that.
For me, I think I agree with Jen. I think it's the defensive line. Every
Mhm.
practice we hear how great, oh my God, how great Will Anderson Jr. is doing. But, haven't really heard a lot from Jonathan Grenard, Jerry Hughes, the other edges. So I need to see the type of competition there. Um, who is going to be the second cornerback and third cornerback of this team? Steven Nelson has pretty much shut that down. Shaq Griffin has been having a nice couple of practices. I definitely see, want to see the competition there. How many starters do you think, don't play? I don't think Denzel Perryman plays.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Does Tunsil play?
No.
I don't think so either. Um, so you're going into it with out your left tackle and your right tackle. But you should see Green, you should see Scruggs.
I need to
So
see a
you
heavy
should,
dose of green.
yeah. Does Shaq Mason play? That's a
Has to.
tweener. I think so, right? I think
Has to.
I think he's a little bit of a tweener. Um, For wide receivers, I expect all the wide receivers to play,
Okay.
even Robert Woods. Like
Hmm.
I need to see what you got. I'm sorry, I got to see what you got. And then running backs. Does Damian Pierce play?
I think he'll get 4 carries.
I think so too. I think he gets maybe a series, and then you get some Devin Singletary. Could be shorter than the series. If he goes out there, if Damian Pierce goes out there and busts one for 15 yards, then
Hmm.
I'm yanking him. I'm good. I've seen what I needed to see. Um, Anyone else I'm thinking of? That's pretty much. Maybe Jimmy Ward don't play. Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, maybe. Um, I don't know. Jimmy Ward just looks like a guy that wants to be out there too, though. you know, I mean, all the trash talk and everything. So, but yeah, I don't think Tunsil plays. I really don't. So you're going to be short your left tackle, right tackle. So it's going to be, already know it's. I already have a feeling that without your left tackle and your right tackle, and you're going to have these Texans fans, my muted Texans Twitter family, the
Talk about
muted
what that is
Texans.
for you, man.
I'm not naming names. I'm not throwing names out there, all right? But there is a vast group of muted Texans Twitter. I like calling them muted Texans Twitter because they are all muted on my account. And people are like, oh, but you're deleting the fun out of Twitter. No, I'm deleting headaches. I'm deleting absurdity. I'm deleting tomfoolery, foolishness that's all over the timeline. All right? I'm getting rid of that by muting them. And I already know they're going to be chirping when you got no left tackle, no right tackle. Your starters are not starting. And I already know when someone comes around that tackle and they get CJ, oh man, CJ's holding on to the ball too long. Oh man, well you already know Davis Mills. He would have rolled out. Oh man, Davis Mills is a faster quarterback than Deshaun Watson. I'm like, okay, boys, all right. We already got some of that today, and it's absolutely ridiculous. It's going on throughout all of training camp. The hard on that they have for this long neck freak is absolutely insane. Come on, man. It's ridiculous. The QB competition is over. The only way this QB competition resurrects itself, it's Undertaker style. And Randy Orton's looking, which is CJ Stroud, and Undertaker grabs him by the neck. That's the only way. Davis Mills has to be struck by lightning and all of a sudden cast the dead like Undertaker in order for him to go out there and include himself back into this QB competition. Look, I'm obviously CJ's gonna ball out, right? Right? We gotta be helpful. We gotta be hopeful. All right, hopeful as much as I can. But I just have that feeling that I'm getting that feeling that muted Texans Twitter is gonna be very loud. It's gonna be very loud after Thursday.
I saw a tweet today
I
that
already know. I
uh
already know.
it
Not
said
saying
that
names.
Mills has clearly outperformed CJ Stroud in training camp so far. And there was Davis Mills' very good throw today to Xavier Hutchinson silent. Very good throw. You got to give him his flowers. I only know there's only one quarterback on this team who could make that throw. I don't really understand the love for Davis Mills. And look, I was a Davis Mills fan. Let's not get it twisted. Hey, I made videos and I said this dude could be something. And hey, I ate the crow. And now it's just like it's ridiculous at this point. It's what are we doing here? The people who say, "Oh, let Davis Mills build up his trade value." I don't understand that either. That's not smart football.
Yeah, I don't care about his trade value, to be honest. Especially, and to me, I'm like, well, you got a quarterback on a rookie contract. He's super cheap. I think it's actually beneficial to have him as your backup quarterback. He's actually had some solid throws. He didn't look bad today in camp.
That
He had
interception was bad. That was
the interception was horrible, and that's what deflated. But I
that's been his
mean,
career.
his stats today in camp were not bad. He actually looked pretty decent. And overall, Mills has had a decent training camp with this new offense. But this is what it is. This is what it is with Davis Mills. It's inconsistency, because we can see, hey, that corner touchdown that he had to Johnny Johnson, whoa, that
Mm-hmm.
was like, oh, on the run, boom, just beautiful corner touchdown right to Johnny Johnson on the sidelines in Saturday night's practice. That was like, oh, okay, that was nice. And then today, you get this what I mean, I can't even call it a lame duck. I mean, this man just tried to throw shot put a damn ball to whoever. I don't even know who the target was. And Graylin Arnold, from all people, Graylin Arnold, number 25. Shout out to Graylin Arnold from Baylor, big time special teams guy. He's known for his special teams. Gets out there and gets that pick. Come on, man. Come on,
What
man.
was funny was if you are watching, if you were there today, before he threw that ball, someone behind me screamed "pick six," and damn near Graylin Arnold
Mm.
almost took that thing back, dude.
They
And
saw that ball, man.
bro, and
Oh,
it's the Davis Mills effect, man. Not the Davis Mills effect, but it's what Davis Mills is. He'll start off hot, finish cold, start off cold, finish hot. You cannot be a successful quarterback and be inconsistent. Cody Stute said what he is very consistent at is being inconsistent.
it's true.
And hopefully in this preseason game, he gets to show what he's learned. This guy Lorky Porky said, "What is your opinions on the Titans QB room?" It is crazy that we are now seeing some Malik Willis praise after we thought he was not going to be QB1.
Good for
Remember
him.
we heard some Malik Willis at 3 chance.
Bro, oh man, I'm not naming no names for
Go
that one.
go
And
ahead,
it
because it
it,
was
it
Larry and Stafford.
I was trying to hold that one in, but my goodness, I mean the absurdity, it was just insane. Come on, man. Malik Willis, he's a work in project. He's
Yeah.
a work in progress. He's a project. We all knew that. There's no way you take him at 3. That's just, I mean, come on, man. That's foolishness. But yeah, good for Malik. Overall, the Titans QB room, look, Will Levis now is apparently QB3 to Malik Willis. It's more of the fact that Malik Willis has been playing better in training camp, and Vrabel likes how he's been looking. Overall, though, when I look at the Titans, the defense looks solid. All right,
Mhm.
they have a solid defense. The Athletic ranked them number 9 coming into this year as a potential top 10 defense. They had the Texans number 10 though. So with that being said, hey, the formula for the Titans, if they have a top 10 defense and they got Derrick Henry, that's a good formula. They've ran it like that before, and they've had success with it. I like the addition of DeAndre Hopkins. That's going to help Ryan Tannehill. But ultimately, it's going to fall on the quarterback.
Mhm.
It's going to fall on Tannehill and his decision making, and that's what it's going to come down to for the Titans. Plus, that offensive line. I mean, it's like the Houston Texans offensive line
Mhm.
when we were trash. The Tennessee Titans said, hey, you know what? We aspire to be that. And that's what they got right now. I know they got themselves Andre Dillard. Ooh, ooh. I
Shout out
remember
to Andre
Texans
Dillard.
fans
A lot of Texans
wanting them some
fans.
Andre Dillard. Texans fans were wanting them some Andre Dillard. So we're not going to name names there. He's not playing great for them. I mean, he's an upgrade, but
Mhm.
that just tells you how bad the offensive line was the year prior. So the offensive line is the biggest worry, and then the decision making from Ryan Tannehill, and that's where I wonder if the Titans are they going to do anything this season because of those two reasons, and those are big reasons that can deflate your season.
Harley, let me give you some flowers, buddy. I saw your
Mm.
clips today on the Pat McAfee show.
Mm.
Pat McAfee was talking about how great CJ Stroud has looked in camp. And when he goes to the highlights, I see my guy at TheLead_Houston. Follow him on Twitter. They used his clip. I wish they would have gave him some praise though. So I'm gonna give it to you, man. Shout out for having one of the viral clips of rookie CJ Stroud, brother.
He showed two of the videos that I had. Shout out to DJ Bienemy for giving me the credit on one of his tweets. I appreciate that so much. Gonna have to give DJ Bienemy on this show. I mean, come on, man. I got to get him on this show because come on now. This man DJ Bienemy, little flag football
You
wide
saw that?
receiver. And I was like, okay,
Just
okay,
wait
you
till
know
we get
what?
there, buddy. Wait till we
You
get
know, it's
there.
like, okay, you know what? Let me start working out for it. All right, let me get going now. All right, you know, so pull the hammy. I'm not that old yet. I'm not that old yet. Even though tomorrow is my birthday, so
What are you doing, buddy?
I can't do a lot. I got work the next day, and I work at 5 in the morning, man.
So
So
you're not
it's
even
not
gonna
like I
get
can do a lot.
not even a case?
I mean, obviously, I'm gonna be sipping on something, some of the courage juice. I
Okay.
like to call it some courage juice, you know. So, but appreciate it, Romeo. Appreciate it so much, man. I do like. Hey, I didn't expect that. That was really cool to see. I'm here. Oh, Pat McAfee's talking about CJ Stroud. Let me look at
Yeah.
this, and then I'm like, oh, wait a minute, those are my videos,
Mm-hmm.
and that was really cool. So yeah, would I'd love to credit, obviously, but I mean. I would rather an account that has 3 million followers and no telling how many subscribers now on YouTube
Mm-hmm.
to show a video of mine than some lame ass Twitter account called NFL Rookie Watch taking my crap. Like,
Ooh.
come on, man. Well, come on, man. Now, that one is the one that bugs me. McAfee, like, man, this man was in WrestleMania. All right. This man got Stone Cold Stunner. This man beat Vince McMahon. Like, come on, man. Come on now. Put some respect on McAfee's name in WrestleMania. He's the new Undertaker, gonna be undefeated.
Oh man, speaking of WWE, bro, there's been so much stuff. SummerSlam was absolute crazy.
It was wild. It was wild.
And we're gonna
Wow.
get it, Luminaire. Trust me, man. Me and Harley, we are definitely on the rise. And as this pod comes to an end, man, so far training camp has been a blessing for both of us. Really, since the NFL draft, I can honestly say me and Harley have been rising up the ranks in terms of subscribers, followers who views our stuff. So we're gonna try to be number one here in the short number of years to come. Thank you guys, everyone who joined today's live. 71 people deep. Harley, we've been averaging almost 1,000, 1,300 views every time we drop a live, man.
Yeah, people are loving it, man. If anybody misses the live, go ahead and check us out anywhere where you stream all your podcasting platforms. Check us out. Believe in Texans. That's BLEAV in Texans. And you can listen to all of our episodes and just check us out. Give us all the love. Make sure you're listening to that ad too. We want to get paid a little bit. We want a little dough in the pocket too. Ain't nothing wrong with it. We want some
You
leftover
see that Twitter
change.
dough?
What's up?
You see that Twitter money people are getting?
Dude. And I'm
Is
like,
that
oh, okay.
monthly?
Yeah, it's monthly. Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, okay. I got to get on the Twitter game a little bit more now. All right.
I'm about to be flexing. I'm about to be flexing. You guys are super underrated. Yeah, no. So hop on the bandwagon before it gets too big. Because here's the thing, Harley. When this team starts winning, the bandwagon fans are gonna be in raves. I'm gonna remember Flame Hashira, Romeo, Lumineer, all
Mm.
these guys who've been in our, with us for the past number of years. We really want to thank you guys. We would not be where we are without you. This was another fire episode of Believe in the Houston Texans. He is Harley. Follow him at Twitter at TheLead_Houston. You can hit me up 713 HSP. Go Texans, guys. Y'all have a very blessed day.